Okay, imagine this. A country you thought you knew, one maybe often seen, well, a certain way in the West, suddenly becomes cool.
Cool, yeah, like genuinely attractive on the world stage.
Exactly. And it's not just a feeling, the numbers back it up. There's this poll from the Alliance of Democracies Foundation.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. China's net perception rating.
It jumped from -4% in 2022 to +14% in their latest survey just this May. That's huge.
Especially when you see the US figure dropping from +22% down to -5% in the same time frame. It's a real plot twist.
A major global plot twist. So what on earth is going on here? That's what we're digging into today based on the source material you shared.
Right. Our mission is really to unpack the unexpected things driving this, like Western live streamers, believe it or not, and Chinese video games.
And what does this all tell us about soft power now in this digital world?
Precisely.
Okay, so let's define that term first. Soft power. Joseph Nye's idea, right?
Yeah, he defined it as the ability to get what you want through attraction rather than coercion or payments.
And he had that great quote, seduction is always more effective than coercion. How does that change traditional diplomacy?
Well, it shifts the focus, doesn't it? Away from just, treaties and military strength towards cultural appeal, values, making yourself attractive.
And the seduction part, that's where it gets interesting today, like this live streamer effect.
It's kind of wild. Who'd think a 20-year-old kid from Ohio could be, well, maybe more impactful culturally than a career diplomat in some ways?
You have to be talking about iShowSpeed, Darren Watkins Jr., the guy with, 38 million followers?
That's him. He spent 2 weeks in China back in March and April, and the buzz was just incredible.
Doing what? I heard something about a backflip.
A backflip on the Great Wall, yeah. Joking with a Trump impersonator, dancing with a robot. Oh, and getting KFC delivered by a drone.
That drone KFC delivery, that's such a snapshot, isn't it? Modern China, but totally unexpected.
It really is. It's unscripted, it feels raw, sometimes chaotic, and the numbers on Weibo, the Chinese platform. Topics like iShowSpeed's China trip, super successful, got over 12 million views. iShowSpeed's Seed's China travel to foreigners hit 29 million.
29 million views, so millions are seeing China through his eyes.
Yeah, seeing, clean cities, cool tech, people just having a good time. It's a view that completely bypasses the usual news channels.
It speaks directly to the TikTok generation. It's like diplomacy via viral video.
Sort of, yeah.
Okay, so if live streamers are the accidental diplomats, then Chinese video games, they seem like the cultural super exports. The sources say China's gaming industry is the world's biggest.
By far. Both revenue and player count. We're talking roughly a quarter of the entire global gaming revenue.
Whoa!
Valued at something like $42 billion US in 2023. It's definitely earned the title Games Industry Capital of the World.
42 billion. Just gaming.
Yeah.
So what are the big hits coming out of there that people know globally?
Oh, huge ones. Honor of Kings, PUBG Mobile, Genshin Impact, and the one everyone's waiting for, Black Myth, Wukong.
Genshin Impact is massive, right? I know people who play that constantly.
It is. And it's a prime example of soft power because it's not just fun, it skillfully weaves in Chinese culture.
How so?
The music, the character designs, the storylines, they all draw heavily from Chinese aesthetics and mythology. And it won Best Mobile Game at the Game Awards.
So it proves Chinese culture can have huge global appeal. What about Black Myth, Wukong?
That one's based on the classic story Journey to the West. The creators explicitly say they want to educate players about Chinese mythology.
And it's working. People outside China are playing.
Reports suggest about 30% of its player base is international. That's a significant reach.
So it's like cultural learning wrapped up in a blockbuster game?
Yeah.
But who are the companies making this global push possible?
The sources point to the giants, Tencent and NetEase.
Tencent, I know that name. They're huge.
The biggest games publisher in the world. They don't just make their own games. They own Riot Games completely. That's League of Legends.
Right.
And they have big stakes in Epic Games, Ubisoft, Activision Blizzard, loads of others.
So their influence goes way beyond just Chinese developed games.
Absolutely. They're shaping the whole global industry through investments. And then you have NetEase, China's second biggest, working with companies like Blizzard.
Okay, so massive industry, global reach through investment, and a huge domestic audience too. How many gamers in China?
Over 660 million. Spending, on average, over 12 hours a week gaming, mostly on mobile, plus a massive esports market. It's an unparalleled platform for spreading culture, intentionally or not.
So putting it all together, this rise in coolness, it's not just happening by chance, is it?
Doesn't seem like it. The sources suggest it's part of a deliberate, multi-pronged soft power strategy, and it seems to be working, at least by some metrics.
Like that global soft power index. China ranked second overall in 2025.
Second, which, as you said, is a massive jump from 56th just 4 years ago in terms of reputation.
What specific areas does that index say China is strong in? Where's the attraction coming from?
Well, number one for ease of doing business since 2020. Number one for future growth potential since 2022. Eighth for strong and stable economy. People see opportunity.
And Belt and Road contributes to that perception, I guess.
Presumably, yeah. But it's not just economics. It's fifth for products and brands the world loves. Think Shein, Temu, BYD.
Right. And tech. Consistently second for advanced in technology and innovation.
Definitely. And digital platforms are key here. TikTok's global success really boosted China's media and communication score.
How so?
Big jumps in perception for being easy to communicate with, and even, perhaps surprisingly, an improved score for trustworthy media.
Interesting. And other platforms too, like Xiaohongshu.
Yeah, that one's also gaining unexpected traction with Western users.
Yeah.
Shows how these platforms can cross borders.
So is this strategy unique to China? Using culture for influence?
Oh, not at all. History's full of examples. Think post-war U.S. with jazz and Hollywood.
Right, projecting freedom and glamour.
Or Japan's cool Japan push with anime and manga that's a multi-billion-dollar market. And South Korea's Hallyu, the Korean wave.
K-pop, K-dramas. Yeah, huge impact.
It's exactly. K-pop alone adds billions to their economy. China's approach feels like the next evolution, though. Really leaning into digital platforms in a way others couldn't before.
So same playbook, different tools, 21st century digital toolkit. But it's not all smooth sailing, is it? Despite the viral videos and hit games, this brings us to the dragon's dilemma.
Right, because while some polls are positive, others, like that Pew Research data from March 2025, still show pretty unfavorable views of China, especially in the U.S.
Although didn't that Pew poll show fewer Americans calling China an enemy?
It did, yeah. Dropped from 42% to 33%. So it's complex, not a simple everyone loves China now picture. Some see cool, others see something else.
So what's the core problem? Why the mixed signals? What are the criticisms in the sources about their soft power approach?
A big one, highlighted by scholars like Brian Wong, is that it feels too government-led, like an extension of domestic propaganda.
Lacking that organic, bottom-up feel.
Exactly. Not seen as coming from a, quote, unfettered and free-thinking society. And the data on control, it's stark. The press freedom ranking.
172 out of 180 countries in the 2024 Reporters Without Borders Index. That kind of control, plus censorship, crackdowns on figures like Ai Weiwei, it damages credibility.
Nye said, credibility is the scarcest resource for soft power, didn't he?
He did. And then there's the flip side as the wolf warrior diplomacy.
That more aggressive nationalistic tone.
Right, which often comes across as coercion, not attraction. It's that hard power instinct undermining the soft power goals. Nye warned about arrogance destroying the message. This tension is a running theme.
Okay, but prepare yourself, because one source you shared had a finding that just blew my mind. It completely messes with how you'd think this works.
You mean the Liu Xiaobo study?
Yes. Tell everyone about this. They studied college students' perceptions.
Right. They showed participants info about the imprisonment of Liu Xiaobo, the Nobel Peace Prize winner. Definitely a negative topic for China's image. Some read a text, some watched a video.
And the result for the non-Chinese students who watched the video. Counterintuitively, watching the video led to a more positive view of China compared to reading the text or the control group.
Watching a video about a dissident being jailed made people feel better about China? How is that possible?
The researchers had a hypothesis. Seeing actual protesters in the video footage, even though it was about a crackdown, might have subconsciously suggested to viewers that, hey, maybe there is some space for dissent or political freedom here, challenging their existing negative assumptions.
Wow. So the medium itself, the visual element, even unintended details like seeing protesters could actually flip the perception despite the negative story.
It seems so. It shows just how weirdly powerful and unpredictable visual media can be in shaping how we feel, potentially overriding the main message.
That really makes you question how information hits us online. It ties into those other points too, doesn't it? Like Kissinger saying China's focus is cultural, not missionary, and Repnikova talking about the tension between international image and domestic nationalism.
Exactly. That Liu Xiaobo study is like a microcosm of those complexities playing out unexpectedly, just based on how the story is told.
So looking forward, What do the sources say? Is China doubling down on this cultural push?
Seems like it. The cultural industry revenue keeps growing up 6% in 2024 to almost $2 trillion US. And digital is driving most of that growth.
And domestically?
There's a strong trend of culture-centric nationalism, especially with Gen Z. They're digitally savvy, proud of domestic brands that mix tradition and modern cool.
So the internal and external pushes are linked, using the same platforms.
Very much so. Even with heavy censorship creating what the sources call a fragile online space, you've got 74% social media penetration. Platforms like TikTok give global reach. And unique things are bubbling up, like microdramas, massive live stream shopping.
Right, over half of shoppers using live streams. That's huge.
It shows digital dynamism.
Which brings us back to that core question for the future. Can this organic cool, this genuine connection, really thrive long-term under tight state control?
Or will the official positive energy campaigns and the less subtle wolf warrior stuff eventually undermine the very attraction they're trying to build? That's the big question.
So to wrap up, from live streamers doing backflips to billion-dollar games to these really unexpected study results, China's image is definitely shifting in complex ways.
Yeah, it's a fascinating mix of economic power, tech innovation, and this very unpredictable digital culture rewriting the soft power rules.
It's not just governments anymore. It's creators, gamers, the platforms themselves.
And what this deep dive really underscores is how fast digital media changes perceptions, creating both connection and credibility issues. As China pushes for more global influence, the question remains.
Will the world fully embrace the cool?
Or will the political realities, the control, always cast a bit of a shadow? It really makes you think, doesn't it? What actually makes a country truly cool in our world today? What do you think?